Okay. Am I live? Hoping that I am live. It looks like I am. What's going on, everybody out there in YouTube world? This is my first time doing direct live stream from my desktop, from my Mac. And this is the first time I'm actually doing a live broadcast from our A Squared Visual Media channel. For those people that don't know, of course, my name is Miko Evans. Many people call me Meek. I am the CEO of the May Corporation USA and Meak Productions Incorporated. The May Corporation USA is a full service small business consulting firm. And we provide services. We've been doing it for 27 years, providing services in graphic design, entrepreneurial consulting, and our main focus has been developing new startups and small businesses. So, for more information, be sure to check us out at www.maecorp as in Paul USA.com. That's makecorpusa.com for our website. I'm also a founder and executive producer of Meak Productions. That's MEAK as in Kite Productions with an S, Inc. Meek Productions, of course, is the world's first LGBTQ exclusive talent agency and production company. So, for more information about that, for those people who are interested, that's meekproductions.lgbt. So that information is located at the bottom in our description section on our channel. But this is for A Squared Visual Media, which is the official videography, photography, and visual media division of May Entertainment, the May Corporation USA's entertainment division. And I wanted to do something special representing the ATL, and I'm actually broadcasting live from the Meek Production Studio office and everything like that. I was going to actually broadcast at our Makeup office, but I said no, let's just kind of make it simple, make it quiet. This is a more secluded studio office and stuff, and as you can see, a lot of my office stuff is back here. Yeah, my other work table is there, not workout table but work table and stuff. But yeah, I'm actually at the studio office and everything, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Though, for those people who are interested in any of our services, or if you're interested in any of the commentary that we provide, because this is the first time we're doing it under the A Squared Visual Media brand, and we're going to start doing this more often because I am and have always been a superhero buff. That's the nerd part of me. I never really had the chance to gather comics when I was young. I had to wait till after I got old, you know what I'm saying? And the old part of you have to actually honor the young part of you. So I had to wait till I got older to start getting more into comics and going back, honoring that young part of me that never had a chance to be into comics like I wanted to. My history in comics goes all the way back to my own avenue to see superheroes and stuff was actually through cartoons, the Hanna-Barbera era. Started out as a DC fan, and of course, I was into Marvel, but I was more into DC than I was into Marvel. My respect for Marvel really didn't come more until um the first major impactful superhero movie from Marvel Comics was actually is Blade. And we're going to talk about the history of Blade and how Blade in the cinematic universe laid the foundation to what we know today as the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Okay, so we're going to talk about that as well. But I'm going to go ahead and just get started. This video, of course, is entitled Black Panther Wakanda Forever. For those of you who have not seen it, please check out the teaser trailer for Black Panther's Wakanda Forever. Of course, I'm streaming live right now, so we don't have a chance to really kind of show it right now and everything like that. I got to work on some more things here with this live streaming. But I want to actually talk about and give my commentary on the teaser trailer and how you all who are not really connected with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, how you all can prepare yourself to actually, get up to date and to prepare yourself to receive the fullness of what Black Panther Wakanda Forever is going to bring to you. Okay. I'm going to break down certain moments within the teaser trailer that a lot of people have done a lot of speculations. Everybody's wondering who's going to carry the mantle of Black Panther now that the legendary actor Chadwick Boseman has passed on and everything. And of course, Kevin Feige, who's executive producer at Marvel Studios, as well as the director Ryan Coogler, both of them had decided to not recast um a male actor into the role of Black Panther, which, when you think about it, if you are fans of the comic book and if you see what's going on in the comics, according to what's going on in the comics, Shuri takes on the mantle of Black Panther. She takes on the mantle of Queen of Wakanda, which, of course, if you understand royalty, the next person that's next in line after a person that's currently in office passes, it goes to the next of kin, especially if it's like a brother or a sister. So we understand that with royalty, but also in the comics, something happens with Black Panther and Shuri ends up taking the mantle. Something happens with T'Challa, the character, and Shuri ends up taking the mantle of Black Panther in the comics. So it makes sense for the sister to take on the mantle in the live cinematic universe. But a lot of people are speculating that it may be um, the head of the Dura Milaje and everything. It could be his love interest. It could be M'Baku. Rafa. It could be him. So everybody has a lot of speculations. A lot of people may feel that Killmonger may be resurrected, you know what I'm saying, in some way or fashion, because a lot of people really liked the character of Killmonger and what Michael B. Jordan did with that character and everything. They said that he was one of the best superhero villains in a long time since, of course, the Joker. And so and that's just a DC reference, but that's what a lot of people have been saying, both in the commentary part, because we have a lot of comic book commentators in the vlogger sphere, as well as people in entertainment. So just kind of want to give you that little history with that. But as the teaser trailer comes in, for those people who have seen the trailer, it starts off with his love interest actually standing on the coastline, you know, reflecting. And you also see an image of an Aztec looking pyramid. Okay, then of course we actually see people dressed in white celebrating, and we actually see Shuri and her mother marching down and stuff. The cinematography for this whole trailer is awesome. We also go from there to also seeing Yokoye from the Dura Milaje and that scene there. We also see images of Namor, the Submariner. For those people that don't know the history about Namor, Namor is Marvel's interpretation of, can we see, DC's Aquaman. And of course, Aquaman was the first, because Aquaman came out a little bit after Superman and Batman. And then I think in the early 40s, that's when Wonder Woman and Aquaman's character and some of the other characters from the Justice Society of America came out, for all of my DC fans out there. But that's his history. And then Namor then come out to later after that time. And so Namor the Submariner was Marvel's take on an underwater or sea superhero. And this one actually could fly because he had wings where his ankles are, and he also had pointed ears. You know what I'm saying? So he actually looked at like a sea creature, but though he had human skin. Um, and of course, you know, when it comes to both Aquaman and of course to Namor, Atlantis goes from the Greco-Roman and Greek mythology. Okay, one of the things that they did different in presenting Namor in this version of Black Panther and in the current cinematic universe is that they decided to go a different way. They decided to take on the Mayan Aztec ideology and incorporate that into Namor's origin. I thought, as a business person, and I've been an entrepreneur for 27 years, I thought that was a smart move, because DC has already produced $1 billion making take on Aquaman. Okay, so we've already had our first Aquaman movie and made $1 billion. And so I thought that it was very wise of both Kevin Feige and Ryan Coogler to separate themselves from Aquaman. They are Marvel Comics, to separate themselves from DC and from their underwater universe that they've already presented. And keep in mind, a second Aquaman movie is coming out called Aquaman: The Lost Kingdom. That movie is coming out. It's supposed to come out in Christmas. I don't know if they've pushed the date further ahead or not, but it's supposed to come out during Christmas season. So and we, of course, we know Wakanda Forever is coming out November 11th, 2022. So I thought that it was a smart move for the producers to separate, excuse me, Namor's origin from Aquaman's origin, and not kind of give them the same origin. Because, like I said, that's DC universe. This is Marvel and Marvel Cinematic Universe. Okay, Marvel Comics. Now, a lot of people may have an issue because we have some diehard Namor Submariner fans, and they may have an issue with that. But I think if they're really truly into Namor And if they want their character to grow, and if they want their character to, still be relevant in today's time, I think that they will. I think some of you all should really kind of understand. You know what I'm saying? Long as they don't stray away from the original intention and the original um purpose of how Namor was created. Changing his origin story and giving him a different culture background is it's kind of, it's sort of okay, because there's so many historical cultural backgrounds that many people have not tapped into. And so one of the things that Marvel Comics has done, a lot of people uh may be thinking about this as mostly what woke identity politics, but it's good if various cultures have representation in pop culture. You know what I'm saying? Marvel has done an excellent job, starting with Black Panther, starting with having more female lead roles in the cinematic universe, and also doing an excellent job with Shang-Chi. Okay. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings was an excellent movie. I'm also looking at everything that they've done with the Eternals. A lot of people probably didn't, it was like mixed reviews about that movie, but I enjoyed it. But getting back to Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, I'm sort of talking about some of these other things so that we can kind of tie in some of the reasoning behind the teaser that you all have seen. Okay. Now, we see the birth of what we see, like Namor born underwater. um we see that, and that's kind of after we see Queen Wamanda as well as Shuri, like at the coast, and they're kind of reflecting and stuff like that from the way it appears. A wonderful coastline scene. From that, we see after Namor is being born, then we kind of see him in front of a destroyed village when he was young, and then we actually see the grown Namor coming out of the water into, the coastline of his village. And then we see where there's a ship in the middle of the ocean, and it looked like they're doing some type of deep dive study of whatever. It looked like they're trying to actually get some Wakandans to trying to force them to access some private area and stuff like that on the ship that may just have one Wakandan code and stuff like that that only Wakandans can read. So there's some type of antagonizing going there. And then we see some things that's going on with Wakanda. We see images of M'Baku and Gorilla City. We see a whole lot of things going on. Of course, we see one of the agents of Shield who was actually present in Black Panther 1. We see him back. Um I think that's Everett Ross. We see some battles that's going on between Okoye and the Dura Milaje, which is interesting. We also see images, of course, of the Queen of Wakanda, Ramonda. We see her actually visiting the United Nations, and she's making a powerful statement, while all at the same time she's actually talking about. You see images of Chadwick Boseman, so it's obvious that Chadwick, the first Black Panther that we've come to know and love, um, rest in heaven, my brother. Um, we see how they're still dealing with the loss of Black Panther. Now, let's take this into context. Let me go ahead and finish with the imagery for those people who've seen it. From there, we also see the battle between um Namor's people, city of who we call Atlantis, but we know it's coming from both a Mayan and Aztec type of culture. However, we see some of his Namor's people, you see them like in blue skin. Now, in the comics, for those people who don't follow the comics, in the comics, because a lot of people was comparing the blue skin and stuff to Avatar, but remember, in the comics, okay, in the comics, Namor's people from Atlantis are in blue. They're like sea creatures. They're like in blue or aqua green, aqua blue or aqua green. They're actually in those colors and stuff. Once again, many of the producers and stuff of these characters, they do things to separate themselves from the competition. So I get that. So hoping that you all can have common sense to get that too. But it just kind of tripped me out when I saw other people's interpretation of the images that they saw in the trailer. The first thing that they thought about was Avatar. I'm like, okay, people, do your comic book history, okay? But it's okay if that's how you want to see it. But then after that, we see like this particular war on the ship between the Dura Milaje and the warriors from Namor's culture from Atlantis as we know it. And then at the very end, we see someone in a Black Panther black and gold suit Now, many people think it's more of a silhouette. We see like the torso and the legs and the arms, but we don't see the face or anything like that. And so everybody is trying to speculate who's the next Panther. They said that that body with that ass, that kind of looks like a female, body. It doesn't look like a masculine body. So a lot of people are speculating. Many people still believe that it's Killmonger coming back from the dead. Many people believe that it's M'Baku. You know what I'm saying? Many people believe not just it's Shuri, but it may be Okoye from the Duran Milaje, or T'Challa's love interest. And I can't say the name right now. I'm sorry, you all. But it could be that. So there's a lot of things that, and a lot of speculations that a lot of people have. And so of course we come to the title Wakanda Forever and stuff. The trailer was beautiful. It was very touching. It was very moving. I'm very, very excited to see the movie, but I'm also very, very proud and very emotionally excited, because I love the fact that this trailer alone had grown men shedding tears. You know what I'm saying? And not just men of color, but white guys, people, Asian guys, women as well, people from various cultures who felt the impact that the first Black Panther movie did for them and who were fans of the comic. Um, the Black Panther movie not only did something to uplift the Black community, but it also brought cultures together. And I'm seeing the same type of impact that this teaser trailer, just the teaser trailer alone, you all, and looking at all of the commentary and all of the reviews from some of the other people in the vlogosphere, just looking at them responding to the trailer, and many are shedding tears, many are overly excited, and I'm just loving that same energy that the first Black Panther movie did to us and culture globally, not just in America but globally, is having that same impact, especially after the death of legendary actor Chadwick Boseman. And so everybody can sense that the characters and the actors that's a part of Wakanda Forever, that this particular taping of this movie had a deep, deep connection. You know what I'm saying? These people wasn't just drawing from their own mastery and their own acting skills, but they was actually drawing from a real life tragedy. You know what I'm saying? Their lead character passed in the midst of them doing pre-production, of the second Black Panther and stuff like that. So it's going to be a whole emotional, adventurous roller coaster in Black Panther Wakanda Forever. So I want to give shout outs to everybody that did their emotional reviews. Um, this movie, once again, is going to bring cultures together, and it's also going to make sure that various cultures are represented in here in this movie. I love the fact, like I said before, I love the fact that they trying to change Namor's origin story, but they didn't stray away from his powers. They didn't stray away from his look. He still has the wings on the ankle. He still has those powers, but they're actually incorporating Mayan and Aztec ancestry into Namor's origin story. And so once again, that separates him from Aquaman in the DC universe. This is Marvel. So I love that. I also want people to pay attention to the statement that the Queen of Wakanda, Ramona, said when she was actually when they showed images of her in the boardroom of the United Nations. And she was saying that I am the queen of the most powerful nation in the world. And I have lost my entire family. Have I not given everything? When I heard that, a lot of people felt that. And shout out to Angela Bassett, baby, the legend, the legend, the iconic Angela Bassett. Um, the way that she said that, you can tell that not only came from years of acting experience, that came from a real place, not just within the character, but once again, still dealing with the loss of Chadwick Boseman. But I want everybody to understand something here. It is very crucial for those people who don't follow Black Panther in the comic book universe. It is very important that you do your research. And for those people who have followed Black Panther in the cinematic universe, I really encourage you all to go all the way back to the first time Black Panther was introduced in the cinematic universe, which of course is Captain America Civil War. When you go back to Captain America Civil War, that was the first time that Black Panther was introduced into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It was also the first time that Tom Holland's version of Spider-Man was introduced to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. You know what I'm saying? As far as being a part of the whole Avengers thing, because they did a solo movie for him, I think a little bit after that, but they also introduced um Tom Holland's Spider-Man into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, even though those properties and rights are still associated with Sony Pictures. So go back to that. Go back to Civil War, the introduction of T'Challa and T'Chaka, his father. We see his father being killed. Okay. And this is how T'Challa becomes Black Panther. We also see how after all of that happened and all of that took place, then they released the first movie of Black Panther. Okay. So everybody has seen Black Panther. After Black Panther, for those people that need to see it again so you can get the full dynamic. Okay. He had to end up fighting his cousin. Didn't know he had a cousin. Had to end up doing that. Okay. Which is Killmonger. You understand the story. I don't have to go deep into that. After Black Panther, after the incidents of Black Panther, then we get to Avengers Infinity War, where Black Panther plays a major role, and the city of Wakanda and all of the Wakandan warriors play a major role in turning the tide with the Avengers going against Thanos and his army. Okay? Now, then, of course, we know what happened at the end of Avengers Infinity War. Thanos does the snap. Now, getting back to the Queen of Wakanda statement, Angela Bassett's character, Ramona, getting back to her statement, remember, from Avengers Infinity War all the way to Endgame, Avengers Endgame, that's 5 years from Avengers Infinity War to Avengers Endgame. Okay, 5 years later, remember, T'Challa and Shuri, both of Ramona's children, the Queen of Wakanda, both of her children were snapped. They was dusted away. 50% of all life in the universe was dusted away when Thanos did his snap. There was a lot of people included in that snap for those people that remember the end of Avengers Infinity War. Okay? T'Challa, our Black Panther, and Shuri were snapped, which means both of the Queen of Wakanda's children were gone. So when I heard her statement, I immediately, because I had been following this story throughout, I've been following the Marvel Cinematic Universe going all the way to the first Iron Man. Okay. So I've been following the cinematic universe and I begin to remember and put the pieces together. I said, oh, so because everybody wants to know what happened to Wakanda between the 5-year snap. We got a glimpse of that. We got a glimpse of what happened. In the Falcon and the Winter Soldier series that's on Disney Plus, because some members of the Dora Milaje and Wakanda was kind of involved with what was going on in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier before the Falcon officially became the new Captain America. That was at the last episode. So I need everybody to go watch the series of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Okay, I need everybody to watch that. Okay, after Endgame, we know that once they was able to get the Infinity Stones and snap everybody back. We saw through the portal right at the very end when we thought Captain America was going to be outdone. Everybody came back through. Doctor Strange and all of the Sorcerer Supremes and all of the sorcerers from that ilk. Everybody came through those portals from various dimensions, including Asgard, New Asgard, the Guardians of the Galaxy, everybody. And all of Wakanda and their warriors came through that portal, and it came out with Nkoye, Shuri, and T'Challa. They were the first that you saw. Okay. And that was the bomb. That was the first that you saw. Okay. Then you saw the Falcon, but he was the first voice that we heard. So it was just beautiful. So, like I said, once again, see Endgame. Okay, once again, let's go over the movies you need to see before seeing Black Panther Wakanda Forever. You need to see Captain America Civil War. You need to see in Avengers Infinity War, and then you need to see Avengers Endgame. After that, you need to see the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Okay, because it has Wakandan characters in those in that series. Okay. After that, then you will be caught up. Okay. After that, you will be caught up to what's going on now. Okay. With Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Because I'm very excited. And from the way that the teaser looks, they're going to talk about what went down, and they're probably going to kind of shoot through it. But I'm hoping that my predictions are correct, that they're going to talk about what happened during the 5-year snap, because that's the what I'm feeling from the statement that Angela Bassett's character said. You know, say, I'm the queen of the most powerful nation in the world, and my entire family is gone. She was talking about during that 5-year snap. There's a lot of things that went down during that 5-year snap between Infinity War and Endgame. There was 5 years that people were gone. People had to deal with the loss of 50% of the planet's population gone. And 2 of the queen's children had died. Her firstborn and the next in line. Both of her kids died. And then not only that, her husband died before that. Then she didn't even realize that her husband killed his own brother. So she didn't even realize that she had a nephew. So it's like, so all of this plays into comes into play when we talk about Queen Ramona's statement in Wakanda Forever's teaser trailer. What else I want to say? So make sure that you all look at those movies so that you can be caught up on everything and all of the intentions and stuff that you see. Okay. Now also remember, in Endgame, during the process of them going through this 5-year snap, and right at the end of the 5th year, right before they was able to bring everybody back, please remember that during like toward the beginning of Black Panther, I'm sorry, not Black Panther, Avengers Endgame. Remember there was like a meeting between Black Widow, Okoye, representing Wakanda, 2 of the members of the Guardians of the Galaxy, Captain Marvel, and War Machine. Remember they was in a meeting, together, both digitally, while Black Widow was actually at the Avengers compound. This was before the war that they had with Thanos, before they brought everybody back. And remember, there were earthquakes that were reported near Wakanda, near their ocean. And Okoye was saying that, hey, it's just an earthquake up on the ocean. We handling it. Well, I said we handle it by not handling it. We just let nature take its course. A lot of people, and I agree, a lot of commentators from the comic book realm and from the cinematic universe realm, a lot of the vloggers were also was predicting that was the small introduction and the small Easter egg of introducing Namor, the Submariner, to the cinematic universe. Okay, because in the comics there is a war between Atlantis and Wakanda, between Namor and Black Panther, and of course Wakanda. So once again, I think from everything that we saw in the teaser, there's something that had to happen within the 5 years of the Thanos snap, and that's where we're going to pick up with Wakanda Forever. We're going to that's what's going to be the catalyst to why Namor is going to be at war with Wakanda. Okay, because we do see images of Wakanda being underwater, including the throne room. So we do see that. So there's a lot of Easter eggs that's there. But I wanted to give my commentary. I think we're about 30 minutes in. I didn't want this show to be long, but I wanted to give my commentary. Okay. And what to expect, and a lot of pieces that a lot of people are missing. Okay. I also want to make it known that even though Black Panther is the first movie that made such an impact, that it's the first movie starring an African American superhero that made such an impact, but it is not the first African American superhero that we've seen on the screen. I want to make that clear. The first African American superhero, serious African American superhero that we've seen on the screen goes all the way back to Blade. Shout out to Wesley Snipes. Blade laid the foundation. Okay, if it wasn't for Blade and his relationship with Marvel Entertainment and Stan Lee back then, when Blade 1, 2, and 3 came out, especially in particular Blade 1 and 2, if it wasn't for that coming out, because keep in mind during that time Marvel was under bankruptcy. Yeah, under bankruptcy. And so Marvel was selling its properties to various motion picture companies during that time. Of course, the X-Men, that's how the X-Men came out. Okay. New Line Cinema, okay, which is like a division of Warner Brothers. Now that was deep. For New Line Cinema to take on Blade, that was Marvel Entertainment, but that was kind of really deep because remember, New Line Cinema is associated with Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers is the home of DC Comics. So that was deep. So that was deep. That was really, really deep. I said, I said that was kind of interesting for them to do that. But since that was up on the New Line Cinema and it wasn't directly up on the Warner Brothers studios, but just New Line Cinema, Warner Brothers was just a distributor. So I guess I think that's the way how they kind of got away with that conflict of interest, in my opinion. But anyway, I want to talk about that. Okay, Blade laid the foundation. Then X-Men came, and Halle Berry was the first to introduce Storm from the X-Men. She was the first female, African American female superhero that was introduced on the big screen, and she made an impact in all three X-Men movies. Actually, let me say all four, because they did a fourth one where they brought back the characters of the first three X-Men films, and that's X-Men Days of Future Past, where they merged the new X-Men First Class characters along with the original X-Men movie characters, merged them together because I think they was going to close out the old X-Men characters to bring in the new X-Men characters, and that's the reason how we end up getting X-Men Apocalypse, X-Men Dark Phoenix. You see what I'm saying? From X-Men Days of Future Past, right after X-Men First Class. So it was real good in how 20th Century Fox and Marvel Studios did that and everything. But keep in mind, Marvel Entertainment was still Marvel Entertainment. Marvel Studios didn't come into play until uh the first Iron Man movie. See, that's Marvel Studios. You know what I'm saying? Everything else prior to Marvel Studios was just Marvel Entertainment. That goes for Blade, the X-Men trilogy, the first Fantastic Four, two trilogies and stuff, which I enjoyed, especially the Rise of the Silver Surfer. I was really looking forward to the continuation of that. And like I said, I'm gonna probably do another A Squared Visual Media show to talk about my feelings with certain movies that I felt could have continued, you know what I'm saying? And how sometimes the comic book world can kind of put their own foot in their ass when it comes to certain things. Sometimes y'all tan because sometimes y'all get too overly, you know what I'm saying, instead of letting the story continue out. Because for example, when it comes to Green Lantern, and I'm gonna talk about that too, I was so looking forward to seeing Mark Strong play Sinestro. I just got to hand it down. Mark Strong played the hell out of Sinestro. So it's good to see him back and playing Dr. Savannah with Shazam and stuff like that. But like I said, I'm gonna come back and talk about my DC comic favorites and all of that stuff. But I wanted to stick with Black Panther's story and my commentary on the teaser that we just saw, which is beautiful. Shout out to Ryan Coogler. Shout out to Kevin Feige. Shout out to all of the actors and actresses that's going to be bringing this to life. I love the fact, I forgot to mention, I love the fact that they're introducing the new Ironheart character, which Ironheart, Riri Williams, was the protege of Iron Man. She was the African American female protege of Iron Man, or she was inspired by Iron Man. And so that's how Ironheart was going to be introduced to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And then after Black Panther Wakanda Forever, Ironheart, she's going to have her own series. Okay. And so she's going to be the first African American female superhero that's going to have her own solo series. Ironheart is going to be on Disney Plus latter part of next year. So be on the lookout for that. And there's a lot of things that they talked about during the recent the 2022 edition of the San Diego Comic-Con. And so Marvel was the only major motion picture company that really had Hall H and took it by storm, you all. So DC didn't do that much. But yeah, just want to make sure that y'all get that info. And for those people who are not comic book fans or superhero fans like I am, I wanted to make sure that you all understand how you should look at Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, how you should look at it, how you should prepare for it so that you can be able to receive all of it come time November, which is my birthday month. My birthday is November 15th. So you know my birthday present going to be to see Wakanda Forever. Yes. Rest in heaven to the life and the legacy of Brother Chadwick Boseman. He truly left a legacy. And just his impact just within the character and what this movie has done to bring cultures together. And I'm just looking forward to see what Namor is going to do. The fact that they're going to actually be recognizing the Latinx Hispanic community through Aztec and Mayan cultures. Some of us African Americans share that history too, because a lot of us have Native American in our family. And so bringing that black and brown connection together is really, really exciting for me as well. So leave your comments if everything that I've said or anything that I've said has inspired you, or anything that I've said, gave you additional information that you didn't know about the teaser trailer and stuff. Leave a comment, let me know your thoughts and everything like that. Feel free to share and everything, and stay tuned. I'll be probably giving some more commentaries where, if you would like for me to give some more commentary about any of your favorite superhero characters, and anything within the superhero cinematic universe, whether it be from DC, Marvel, what have you, just let me know and we can talk about it. All right. Mwah. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm grateful to the creator of the Omniverse for your existence and for your contribution to humanity here on this planet. Take care, y'all. Have a great rest of your week. Yes.